welcome to yet another super amazing episode with Super Kaluhi. I hope you're doing well, and for today I want us to make something that I have been craving and something that in my opinion is absolutely perfect now that the weather is cooling down, and that is some rich and delicious oxtail. This has been highly requested, especially on Twitter, and I thought, you know what, this is the perfect month to bring you my super amazing oxtail recipe. To my returning subbies, thank you so much for always being here. It's because of your continued support that this channel has really grown. And to my new watchers, thank you so much for being here as well. I always love welcoming new people into the fold, and I hope after this video you do get to subscribe, because I would love to have you as part of this fantastic family. That's it, guys. Let's get into it and let's make something super yummy and super comforting. Karibuni sana. From the title alone, I know it's mighty clear that the cut for this particular recipe is oxtail. And what is oxtail specifically? Oxtail simply means the tail of a cow. Yani, mke ongombe. I don't know why I did this. Anyway, oxtail is a cut that in the past centuries was a cut that was reserved for the poor people. The people who couldn't afford the more premium cuts of a cow like steak were given oxtail to enjoy the flavor of beef. It's very, very bony, and despite it being bony, however, the bone itself is surrounded by nice fleshy meatiness and also a lot of fat, which upon rendering, it gives you a nice delicious meal to have at the end of it. Despite it being a cut reserved for poor people in days past, the said poor people were very, very creative in how they prepared their oxtail, and once other people awakened to its deliciousness, it hence drove up the demand for oxtail. And because the demand of oxtail really rose, that also made the prices really increase. Over time, oxtail has become a premium cut. It is something that takes time to prepare. It can't be prepared hurriedly, and also because it takes time to prepare, that has also contributed into why it's a bit more pricey. However, it's also quite affordable if you budget yourself well. I bought my oxtail from Carrefour. However, you can go to any butchery that you prefer and just ask them, wapi mkia ng'ombe nikatakatia, then you come home and prepare it as we're going to do it in this video. There are many different ways in which you can prepare oxtail. However, the one I prefer is slow cooking it. Oxtail usually has a nice fattiness, and once rendered, it becomes nice and tender, melt in your mouth goodness, and that's why you have to give it time. Please don't rush it. This is a recipe that really demands your patience, but at the end of this, your tongue will thank you for it. So let's go right ahead and start the cooking. We're now done with the searing, and my meat looks nice, browned and golden, and you should achieve the same color once you try this out at home. The searing of the oxtail has a lot of oil splattering, so just be a little bit cautious. And nyinyi wale mnapenda kupika uchi, please wear clothes because the oil splatters everywhere and we don't want boiled on your nipples. In fact, okay, unrelated, but this cooking naked, it's one of those things that only sound risky and cute on the internet. It's not practical in real life. So please be cooking with your clothes on. You don't want to get burns on your body just because you want to look cute for someone. It's actually not cute. Vanguo. Anyway. Now that our meat is seared, we're going to let it rest on this plate, and then we're going to proceed with the cooking. In the same sufuria that we fried our oxtail, there is some oil still there, some of which we added to the sufuria before searing, and some of which is as a result of the oxtail rendering just a tiny bit, so we won't add any more oil. However, we're going to add some salt, And then for the next step, we're going to go in with the next set of ingredients. And as I always say in nearly all my videos, to have an excellent dish at the end, you need to have a strong herby foundation. And for this recipe, I'm going with some red onion, dhania stems, ginger, garlic, and some thyme. I wanted to use fresh thyme, but I completely forgot when I was in the supermarket, so I failed to purchase some. So for today, I'm going to use some dried thyme. However, on the blog, I'm going to put the fresh thyme equivalent if you have fresh thyme for this recipe. This is now perfectly fragrant. Everything has softened to perfection, and this stage has for sure laid a perfect foundation for our oxtail, and we are ready for the next set of ingredients. So for the next stage, we are going to introduce the base that will form the sauciness of our oxtail, and paramount to that is our fresh tomatoes and our tomato paste. I think I have emphasized this in my past videos. You can use either or. However, using both of them ensures that you have the nice deep rich color and also the nice thickness that the tomato paste adds. You can remove the tomato paste, but that will come at the expense of not having the nice thickness and the nice rich color. To also bump up the color and to balance out the chili that you're going to add a bit later on, we're going to add a tiny bit of brown sugar. If you don't have brown sugar, don't use any other substitute. It has to be brown sugar, not honey, not normal sugar, brown sugar, because of the molasses that the brown sugar has. It will add that sweetness, but also that depth of flavor and color. For the spices, I'm going with 6 spices. They look like plenty, but they're not plenty, so please don't hyperventilate. So for the spices, I'm going with garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, cumin, curry, coriander powder, and to also make our stew nice and rich, a couple of bay leaves. Bay leaves are an ingredient, in my opinion, which can be overlooked, but if you have made a habit of using them in your soups, your stews, your curries, you will notice that they add a nice deep richness, which is always welcome, and that's why I always have bay leaves in my ingredients. We're now back after a couple of minutes, and our tomato base has now thickened. Everything looks nice and luscious, and I can tell that the spices have really come together, and that is indicated by the aroma that fills my kitchen, and that is an indicator that you too should look out for once you cook this at home. With this stage now done, we're going to reach back out for our seared oxtail, and what we're going to do next, we're just going to add them in, add a tiny bit of hot water, and then mix, and then add in some fresh chili, and then let it simmer for a couple of hours until nice and tender. The water you're going to add should be added a 1/4 cup at a time, if and when needed, and if you don't need any more water, don't add any more. That's how you ensure that your soup will be nice and thick, and also very, very eye-catching and attractive on your plate. If you don't have whole chili that will be added at this simmering stage, you can just use chili flakes, which you will add with the spices at the stage prior to adding our oxtail. But if you have your whole chili, add it during the simmering. If you don't want your oxtail to be excessively hot, you can leave the chili in for about 1 hour. Then after an hour, remove the chili and let the oxtail simmer until nice and tender. That's it, guys. Let's add in our oxtail, give it a mix, and then we'll come back for plating and tasting. And with that, guys, we are done. It took nearly the whole day, like tulianza subuhi sai ni nearly jioni, but tumemaliza na nimefurahi. I almost got a bit disappointed and discouraged because it took a bit too long, but let me tell you guys, the patience paid off. I have already taken photos for the blog. That means I have already eaten and tasted this, and let me tell you guys, this is the most tender, most bold flavored oxtail you will ever try in your life. I know I say that about all my videos, but let me even double down and even stand behind what I've made, and let me say this is the best oxtail you will ever have in your life. I've already tasted, but let's taste once more together. Chanchukua kaka nyuma. Haya. Absolutely tender. Umejionea nimeuma tu. Sijauma. No, nimeuma tu. Because it's so soft, no effort, no force needed. It just melts in your mouth, and it's the most perfect eating experience. You know what? Hii mfupa acha tuisafishe tu yote sahi. Oh my god, umejionea mfupa ndio hii ni safi na imetoka tu nywe. This is the most tender, most perfect oxtail, and I can't wait to enjoy my supper. Without doubt, the property you appreciate most and one that stands out is the melt in your mouth goodness of this oxtail. With each bite, everything just melts and surrenders in your palate, which is so pleasant. And on top of that, the bold, boisterous flavor really blows you away. You can taste the garlic, the ginger, the cumin, all the spices. They all come alive on your palate, and it's an unforgettable eating experience. For today, I chose to serve my oxtail with some buttery, creamy, cloudy mashed potatoes, and for the veggies I went with a bit of risuza. However, you can serve it with whichever veggie and starch you fancy, and to be honest, this oxtail goes with any other starch. I can't wait for you guys to enjoy it and to try out this recipe. Don't forget, as always, the exact recipe quantities are on my blog, link on the description box. Try this out, snap a pic, tag me on any social media platform. Guys, I love seeing you guys try out my recipes at home, and that way I get to join you guys in your homes and in your families, and it fills me with so much joy. That's it, guys. Mimi, I want to go have my meal, and for you guys, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday. Thank you so much for joining me for this video, and see you in my next one.